and welcome. It's Kylie, Batucci Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia. Thank you so much for being here. We're so grateful that you continue to support us, follow our YouTube channel, subscribe, like, all those wonderful things, and keep sharing with friends too. Today we are going to be highlighting our customer card for the month of January 2025. Oh my goodness, what on earth is going on? So we wanted to highlight that if you place an order with us in January, if you live in Australia, you place a Stampin' Up order with us, the links are below in our YouTube channel, then you will receive one of these gorgeous customer cards. There's going to be a variety of different papers used, but all within the same suite. And it is an absolutely stunning suite that is available for purchase. So if you're not sure what to purchase to get the card, well, we're going to show you what to use. So the Marbled Elegance is an online exclusive. It is not found in any catalogue, and we're going to be highlighting that today so that you can get some ideas. We also have the All-Star Video Class Bundle this month that is going to be using this amazing suite. And we also have a blog hop coming up next week, as well as a video showing how to do another project using this suite. So lots and lots of inspiration for the month of January using Marbled Elegance. So let me show you the card that we're going to be making together today. There we go. Ta-da! Isn't this gorgeous? This paper is absolutely stunning. There's a beautiful bundle as well, Hearts of Elegance, some great little pieces there that we're going to stamp in the background. Fantastic sentiments. And check out these dies, people. Oh my goodness, you had me at amazing dies with hearts. So look at those. Oh, amazing. 2 sheets. So you can cut out a lot of these 3 pieces here, and in fact that one cuts out that one there. So all of those there can be cut out using the dies. You've got this beautiful textured heart here, which has some beautiful detail in there. And these little hearts here have been added on. They are actually in the suite as well, and they're called adhesive backed heart sequins. And I've used quite a bit of those. You can see I've really enjoyed using them. So this card is actually a very simple one. We like our customer cards to be nice and simple, so that you can replicate. We know that there's a lot of opportunity out there to do a lot of fun fold cards and all sorts of sort of more challenging cards, but we also like to keep things simple for you all so that you can, particularly if you're new to card making, we don't want you to feel overwhelmed. We don't want you to feel like card making is beyond you, because you'll be so surprised that how simple it can be. Once you're given the instructions and you're given a bit of support, it's actually a really easy hobby to get into. So if you're new to card making, then these are the type of cards that are great to start with. This is the type of card that I would start with when I first started card making. Now, one of the best tools that I've been able to use for me, particularly when I was first starting out, I think the hardest thing for me was the measurements for all the cards and just working out like how to cut my cardstock so that I was getting the most out of it and the paper. And so I created these card templates, and I have a tutorial that you can purchase. The link is below. But these have really helped me to sort of come up with ideas and layers, just given me an understanding of basically a real life card sketch, so that I can work out exactly what stamp sets are going to be the best suited size-wise as well. So I'm very excited to announce that towards the end of this month, when we get back from Perth, which will be in a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to be doing these 2 new layers here as an addition to our card template tutorials. So all of those that have purchased in the past, again, you'll get another update. We've had a few additionals recently. We had 5 layers that I added that are brand new, and I felt that the basic grey is really handy, but it just wasn't the right size for me in terms of the heart. And the basic grey layer, in case you're wondering, you know, what is this layer here? Basically, if you use the Poppy Parade and the basic grey, that is a 6x6 sheet of paper. So when you cut down the 6x6 sheet of paper and you want just a card front size, you're left over with this piece here. And so it's just a really handy piece to know about, because then you could get that extra little bit of paper, and you could even flip the paper and stick it on top of the layer that you've already created. So for your 6x6 paper, it's just nice to know, how can I use this little piece that's left over? Because that's the other thing too. I don't want to waste any paper. I don't want to cut it wrong, but I want to know exactly what I'm doing with that paper without having to do a big one sheet wonder all in one go. So it's really good from that point of view. And yeah, I think you'll really like these new additional layers that we're adding in, because it's just a really nice design, very simple, but I think it's something that needs to be added to our card templates, which is going to help us to create more amazing designs. So let's jump in. Actually, I'll keep these here because we're going to get all of our cardstock. Now, I've cut down our cardstock doing the Gorgeous Grape layer. So that is the measurement. If you're wondering why I'm saying in colour, I've kept them as colours because if I had have layered them saying, you know, layer 1, layer 2, we've had so many new introductions of different layers that it would have got quite confusing naming them layers, like in numbers. So I've just called each layer a card colour, and then that just means whatever country you live in, as long as you use the Gorgeous Grape layer and the size that's attached to that Gorgeous Grape, then it will fit for you, because it's actually a converter for every measurement in the world as well, which is very handy. So I can just give you one layer and say Gorgeous Grape, and I'm not having to add in, you know, all these measurements that are going to confuse you. So that is our Gorgeous Grape layer. And then we're going to have our 2 new layers. Now, we don't know the name of these layers just yet, but I have cut them down. Now, just for now, if you're not sure of the size, it's basically in Australia, it's 6 by 14.9 is the paper, and then 6.5 by 14.9 for the layer on top. And then in inches for just our imperial people, it's 2.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and then 2 3/4 by 5.5, just so that you've got those measurements on hand. But please don't stress, soon you will have these in your hot little hand with the card template tutorial, and that will come in really handy because you can use them time and time again. Now we're going to score this in half, or I like to use my trimmer to just come up here and not score, but basically fold in half. So I go up against the side and the top, and then use my bone folder to just fold that across really nice and crisp. And then that's just making sure that it's folded right to the edge and it's all lined up properly, like so. And then we have our stamping. So I've used the same colour, which is Cherry Cobbler, in case you weren't sure of that colour. And we've got a few of these that we're going to use. You can see which ones I've used with the Cherry Cobbler. You ready? Yes, that is a Cherry Cobbler. Now they will stain. It's okay. We can cope with that. I know it feels like you're ruining your stamp sets, but you're not. They still work and they're still happy. So don't stress about it. But you aren't going to be able to get that colour out. Actually, I'll put it down like that and then grab it. It's much better to do it that way. Okay, so we've got all our stamps here ready to go. So we're just going to ink this up, and because we're going a little bit off the edge, I'm just going to use some scratch paper here that I've used previously. So, you know, we don't want to waste any scratch paper. I like to use it as much as I can. And we've got just basically you're coming in different spots because you're going to fill in some of it with your leaves. So you don't want to go too close, but I didn't want it to be too cluttered either. It was just to create like a little bit of an extra background sort of piece here, just for a bit of interest. There we go. And then I think we'll just do, I think that's all good. Yep, that's all looking happy. So we'll put them aside. We've got all that. Now we just want to do our hearts and also our sentiment. So I've got some pieces here that we can use. This is for the inside, but these pieces are for our hearts. And then I've got a scrap piece for our sentiment. So let's do our sentiment now, and then we'll cut out our hearts. And I've got all my embossing material here. So let's just pop that over there. So yes, if you want the card template tutorial, just keep in mind that you can get that in the link below if you haven't got our tutorial. Really, really handy, especially if you're new to card making or you struggle with measurements. I've always struggled with math my whole life. I'm definitely not a mathematician like Rachel Tessman from the US. She's very good at maths, and she loves maths too. I'm just like, oh, weirdo. No, kidding. I'm like, good for you. We need all different types of people in the world, don't we? Some of us are math people, some of us aren't. But yeah, so I've always struggled, and that's why my card template tutorial has helped me. And particularly if you do, like if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you do classes or tutorials, particularly tutorials, and you do them for around the world, it's really difficult. It's not a conversion when you do the measurements for other countries. It's actually completely different card size. I just felt like it needed a little bit more embossing powder on there. But yeah, it's a completely different card size, so you definitely aren't just converting from one measurement to the other. So if you've been confused like why your cards are turning out different to others, we do have different card sizes in the US and Canada, and then the rest of the world is different. So US and Canada has one size because they use standard size cardstock, but in Australia or the rest of the world we use A4 cardstock. So Europe and Australia and New Zealand, we use A4 as the size of the cardstock we use. So it's a very different size, like, and that creates a very different card base, and it creates very different layers because your card base is different. So it's really important that you get your card base right, because two of these equals A4 in our measurement, if you've got the right measurement. If you don't have the right measurement, you're not going to get two card bases out of one sheet of cardstock, and that can be wasteful, and it's also not the standard card size for our country. So it's nice to get the right size for the right country. Just cut this out, and then all my scraps just go, I've got like a little accordion type folder where everything goes in there. Now I am going to snip this. You don't have to snip it. There's plenty of dies out there that you could use if you want to use a die. But I really enjoy snipping. I know I'm one of those strange people that like to snip. And I love the look of snipping too. I love this technique of cutting it up nice and close to the sentiment. Wonderful. And big shout out to all our regulars too, and our wonderful YouTube members. We really, really appreciate you guys. And we've got lots of great content that we've been putting up on our membership page. So if you're not a member of our YouTube channel, please check out the link below so that you can become a YouTube member of ours, and you get extra content, which is really fun. Behind the scenes info. I love sharing my recipes. I love to share what I cook, what we're doing. It's just a lot of fun, and it's just a nice way to get to know you all a bit more personally, and it feels very like one-on-one, which is just so nice. And it's a beautiful community. We've got our own Facebook group that even if you don't stay as a member, stay as a paid member, because you can just do month by month, you don't have to continue, but you'll always be part of that Facebook group. So yeah, it's just nice. You always get to be part of our community no matter what, even if you just join for 1 month. We're like, yes, you have been a VIP for 1 month, therefore you're part of our Facebook group forever. So, and I'll just use my take your pick tool to push that out. Now I've done 2 pieces here. You may not have noticed it in the original card, but I've got like a little shadow here. You can do it in smoky slate as well, and it looks really good. It looks like a shadow behind the heart, but it's just so that it can sort of be seen on the paper. Because the paper is quite busy, just move that to the side there. Because the paper's quite busy, you can see how it could get lost on this paper. So if you just have the heart on its own, like, it's lovely and it's fine just as it is, but having the heart behind, I'll show you what it does here. It just elevates it and just sort of gives it a pop. For me personally, totally up to you. You don't have to do it, but I really like the look of it, and I think it adds something special to it as well. Okay, so I think we've got all our pieces that we need to start compiling now. This is the way I like to do my cards. I like to have everything cut out, everything stamped, ready to go, and then I really enjoy this process of just sticking it all down and putting it together. I find this feels like the reward for all my hard work. And just keep in mind, like, you've got some beautiful other sheets, but I really, really love these fancy ones that have got the gold specks through them. Oh, bit of Tombow glue just came out. This is a brand new Tombow glue. So it's like, hello, I'm raring to go. I'm ready. Stop talking, Kylie, and glue. All right. I love how my Tombow glue sounds like he's from Texas. Why do we put like little voices, different characters to our... Am I the only one that does that? What voice does a die have? I feel like a die talks like this. I feel like it's very high pitched because it goes through the process of getting squashed a lot, so it's got a really high voice. Been through a lot of pain in its life. Now, I have not done this by accident, but I've done it smaller there and larger there. I know, typical Kylie, it would be an accident, and then I would say, yeah, I actually like it. But I do want this. I've intentionally done this because I just really like the look of having like the thinner piece up the top and the thicker piece. It just, I don't know, just does something. I mean, if you're one of those people that likes it all straight and even, you do that. I know you'll be really happy with that. But every now and then I just like to be a little bit skew-with. It's something I enjoy doing, being a bit skew-with. Now, we'll pop it on here, our glue. Being careful not to go along the edge there on the left. And stick that down so that we've just got a little tiny bit of basic white popping through there. And then we need our dimensionals, because I do want to use those. On our heart here. Beautiful. And then because we're sticking this down, this piece here is going to need a little dimensional underneath. So I'll use the mini on that one. Just so that it has a little footing there. And if you don't like it to be too close to the edge like it is here, you can cut them in half, just so that you've got something there just to sit down on. And then we'll put the piece there. I like it sort of a little bit past the center, like so. And then we'll stick this down. You could put this on dimensionals as well as if you wanted. Totally up to you. Just add some layers and texture and a bit of fun. Oh, I've got it a little bit bigger, but that's okay. We'll be able to chop that down. Don't know why that was a bit larger. Who did the chopping today? Kylie! Oh, and I put a bit of Tombow glue here. If you ever get a bit of Tombow glue, if you don't have an adhesive remover, that's okay. You can use, and I know this is probably going to hurt some feelings, but it's okay. But you can use your polymer stamps. Just be very gentle, don't hurt them. But you just sort of rub your polymer stamp. And I like to use the back because, you know, that's not going to do anything to the stamp. And voila, the stickiness comes off. I know, we have our own adhesive removers. But just, yeah. I've never damaged a stamp, and I'm really sorry if you do. I will not take any responsibility if you were too rough, alright? So just be careful. But it is very handy when you can't find your adhesive remover or you don't have one. I like to use what's already in my stash. There we go. Happy days. Is this now, it's probably my card base that was cut wrong. Oh no, the card base is good. I don't know what went on there. Okay, now we're going to stick this down, and then we're also going to add some of those beautiful hearts. Now again, I didn't want it in the center, but you could do the center if you wanted to, but I sort of wanted it off the side a bit, like so. That looks great. Look at that. Wonderful. Now, hearts. A good heart these days is hard to find, you know. Put my scissors away. Now I will use my little glooby. You know I love to call Mr. Glooby. And I'll just grab the big one first. So I like to do 3. So I'm trying to go on the main points. I don't want it on the gold because there's already gold there. But yeah, I think that looks good. And then I'll do a little one on the other side. But I want it to be... Oh, yes, that's the perfect spot for it. So I've got 2 here and 1 here. I usually only do 3 or 5. They're my go-to for my embellishments. But we've got so many beautiful embellishments from Stampin' Up. Please use them. Don't hold back. Every card I make, I usually just do 3. And, you know, it lasts a really long time. You think of how many cards you can make if you just use 3. I'm no mathematician. Oh, look, of course there's a dimensional backing on me. They always want to be part of the show. But just looking at this, if I was just to look at the bigger ones, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like at least 10, 11, and there's these here, 12, 13, like 15 cards you could do with your one sheet. So 15 cards, I think that's a really good deal for what you pay for these embellishments, and they just add something really special to our projects. But just remember to use them, okay? They're no good sitting in your cupboard. Pull them out. I think we got it drummed into us from a young age that not to use the good stuff. Don't touch the good stuff. It's the good stuff. We don't touch that. We just look at it on a mantelpiece. And it's like, what's the point? I don't want to just look at it. Let's use it. And if we break it, well, we had a good fun with it. So there we go, people. That is our customer card for January. How simple and easy is that? So you could use this, replicate it with any product that we have, any Stampin' Up! Product, any paper, embellishments, dies. It's just a really fantastic sketch and a really great card template idea that's easy to replicate over and over again with lots of different designs and lots of different papers and colours. I really look forward to seeing what you come up with. And we really appreciate all your support, placing orders with us. Remember, if you place an order with us in January, even though we're away, you can order. So you can get the link for shopping below or joining our team, whatever you'd prefer to do. And just keep in mind that when you place an order with us, you will receive our video class bundle of the month for free, valued at $22, but you will actually get it for free. And it's using the Marbled Elegance this month. So not only is your customer card Marbled Elegance, but then you also get the class that shows you how to use that suite. So it's a really fantastic way to have a look at those new products in person, to get instructions and classes on how to use that suite. And then you can use the classes for lots and lots of different products. If you don't want to purchase the Marbled Elegance, that's fine. You will get lots of ideas using these amazing classes from these amazing 12 designers. Like, look at them. They're just amazing. Amazing people. Which way do I look? This way? Yeah, I think it's that way. Look at those amazing people. So there you go. Anything else to share with you at all? I think that's it. Yes, yes, yes. Wonderful. So I think we can take a little pic together and share that. But thank you so much for all of you commenting and saying hello and talking with one another. We really appreciate you watching these premieres and supporting us. Please share this video if you think there's someone that would enjoy them. Here we go. Yay! Love it. Chop it. A bit of love it, chop it. And if you're not part of our Love It Chop It group, you can be part of that as well. The link is below. Just make sure you sign up, because we have a lot of people joining the Love It Chop It group via Facebook, but they haven't signed up through our link, because we just want to make sure that we give you the information you need for the Love It Chop It group, which is on Facebook. And yeah, so thank you very much. I know that there's probably a lot of you that are our regulars, so big shout out to all of you. Charlotte and Megan and Alison. Helen's probably here. Who else do we normally have on our regulars? Christine, Carrie, hello to all of you. Kelly, Sue, Sarah, Adelheid, Donna. Big hugs to all of you, and I hope you're all well. We love hearing from all of you, even though we're away at the moment. But we're glad we've been able to pre-record all these videos for you to enjoy. So thank you very much for being here, and we'll see you very soon somewhere on the internet. Next week we have the blog hop, and I'll be using these same products, so please don't miss it, because I know you'll enjoy that video as well. Bye everyone, big hugs, miss you lots, we'll be home soon, bye.